Welcome to Ep.6 of Pastime Thinker Podcast. I'm your host, Frederick Piquet, and today it's just my co-host, Jacob.
Hi, we're lonely.
Yeah, it's just the two of us this time. It's our first episode. It's just the two of us. We got no guest, Jacob. What are we gonna do?
Cry?
Cry?
Probably. I thought we had one before with just us two. I guess not.
No, this is our first episode, just the two of us, man.
Interesting.
Can we go off the strength of just our character?
Probably not.
No,
we'll see how it goes.
Yeah.
I doubt it. This is going to be a roller coaster of emotions, probably.
Yeah, there's no one here to turn the conversation into anime or tattoos. All we tend to fucking talk about. That's how the conversation always fucking steers.
Feels like it.
Yeah, I noticed that at least our last 3 episodes, we either talked about anime or tattoos or both.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, it's also been a while since we've recorded last.
It's definitely been about a month, yeah.
It's been about a month since we recorded our last episode. We just got very busy. I went to Toronto and filmed a movie. You moved.
Yeah. Fucking money moves all around.
Honest to God, yeah. We got pretty sweet studio now. I'm gonna call it a studio.
Yeah, might as well.
Got
my guest bedroom, but it's basically a studio. It's a little echoey because not much fabric to absorb noises, but it'll do for now. We'll fucking fix that later.
Yeah.
Life will move on.
I know, we're just growing, man.
Yeah. Like I said, making money moves.
Money moves.
So what's new in your life?
Nothing. The only thing really noteworthy right now is I went to Toronto and I filmed another movie.
He makes let's go into a little detail there. Like you make what are they?
Short films.
What are the 48
hour film festival. It's this film festival / competition in Toronto. Basically you show up and Friday, I think it was 6:30 or 7:30 or something like that. Friday night, you go to this location. It's this bar, and each team is given a movie genre at random.
Mm-hmm.
And so each team has a randomized genre, and then all the teams collectively have to have an assigned prop, an assigned line of dialogue, and a assigned character. And then you have 48 hours to write, film, edit, and hand in a short film. I think it was minimum of 4 minutes long and maximum of 7 minutes long, not including credits.
Yeah. So what yours end up being on?
I don't think I can talk too heavily about it, but I can tell you what we got.
I'm sure you'll be okay.
All right. Well, we got our genre that we got was action adventure.
Yeah.
The prop we got was tinfoil.
Oh Jesus.
Yeah.
Oh fuck.
Our line of dialogue was, "So are we gonna do this?" And the thing too with the line of dialogue is you have to include it in your script verbatim. So the line.
So you can change it.
No.
Does it verbatim mean you can...
Verbatim means word for word exactly as said.
Okay.
So our line of dialogue was, "So are we gonna do this?" So if we change the line to, "So when are we gonna do this?" we're automatically out.
That line actually wouldn't be too bad.
Especially for an action adventure movie.
So we're gonna do this. That'd be the pump up moment.
Yeah. And our assigned character was Alley Park tour guide. So we had to include somewhere in our film a tour guide named Alley Park. Our genre was action adventure. We had to have tinfoil show up somewhere in the film, and we had to have that line of dialogue somewhere in the film.
That's not bad.
Oh yeah,
Did he make it all work naturally, organically? Fun?
Yeah, well,
no.
well, it's a short film, right? You got to keep it short and sweet. It's pretty generally easy to come up with we should make a movie about this.
A door-to-door tinfoil salesman.
That gets caught up in some character witness.
There you go. The fucking witness protection program.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, no, I'm usually just conceiving the idea of the film doesn't take... Well, it takes a lot of effort because it's a lot of back and forth. I think there's 10 of us on the team, so it's just a bunch of people going we should do this, oh, we should do that, we should do this.
Yeah, a lot of clashing heads.
But we found one, we stuck with it.
Yeah.
We filmed the entire film outside, which was scary enough because if the weather doesn't permit.
Yeah.
Last year when we did it, we filmed the whole film outside too.
Yeah, I saw your last year one. It wasn't too bad. Considering you had a bunch of amateurs.
Yeah.
A bunch of amateurs and you have 2 days limit. You gotta film it, record it, write it,
Oh yeah.
edit it.
It's
Like,
definitely
it didn't come that bad.
It's very stressful, but it's very rewarding at the end of it. At the end of the day, I always have fun doing it. Again, last year the weather wasn't really on our side.
It's kind of mucky.
Yeah, well, we filmed the whole thing outside and it took us too long, so we ended up filming in the dark. And actually, for one of our final scenes last year,
It kind of worked out.
yeah, not without a lot of creativity from our director.
Yeah.
The final scene that we had to film, it was like this monologue, and it was like some culty vibes and stuff like that, and literally,
Which in my opinion, I think you would have been better off filming at night for that kind of shit.
Yeah, but the thing,
I watched it, like I said, like I thought you purposely did it at night. I didn't realize you were like a time constraint.
It was a huge time constraint, and we brought lights and stuff like that, but then we realized we're filming outside, and there's nowhere to plug these lights in.
Oh fuck.
So we had like this monologue-esque scene at the end that we had to film in the pitch black, and the lighting turned out okay, but we have a picture floating around somewhere of that last scene, and like literally we have our actors in front of the camera, and we have our entire crew in the back with our cell phone lights on, and there must have been like a good God. 7 or 8 like just cell phone lights.
If it works, it works. Like it didn't, like it looked proper. Like it, I didn't realize that was even a thing.
Yeah, I'll have to find that picture and show it to you when we're finished here. But no, this year was so much easier. Like, started shooting in the daylight. We managed to take like a near 2-hour-long lunch break.
Yeah.
And by the time we finished wrapping up, it was still light out. Like we did a much better, and I think it was because it was action adventure. So like, there was a lot less dialogue this year.
You had like 2 easy, like there's so much you could do with action. But you had, what was last year, cult?
Last year our genre was fantasy.
And
our line of dialogue was in another life if you're lucky.
Yeah, like
our prop was a headband.
It was, I'd be a little bit harder. Like you blocked out your line, kind of matched it to the style of show, like movie, like.
Well, that's the thing too, cause so like when you show up, as soon as your team checks in, you're given your genre immediately.
Yeah.
But it's not until launch time that you get the other variables.
Mm-hmm.
So like a good like hour before we got the other variables, myself and our director were like bouncing ideas back and forth, like action adventure, we can do this, we can do that, we can do this, and then we got the variables and we're like, okay, those work with these pitches, and then we expanded on what worked with that, and then we would shoot it out to the group chat, we'd hear what they have to say, and but by the time,
how do you get into this? It's just volunteer?
It's completely volunteer.
Okay, so there's no like special vetting.
No, you sign up. Well, they do have like a maximum occupancy. So like if you sign up, it's first come first serve, and they only accept like 100 or 110 teams.
Okay.
But yeah, we got the early bird special both last year. You have to pay to get in too.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter how big your team is.
How much do you pay?
I forget, honestly. All I know is by the end there was a couple of us. I think there was about 10 of us, and it came up to like $6 each after we split it.
That's not bad at all.
Mm-hmm. Same thing last year. But yeah, you pay to get in. There's an early bird special. We got in early both times. Like the festival, the competition itself happens in October. It screens in November, but we've been signed up for it since I think like June. Yeah.
That's interesting.
Yeah, no.
I feel like I would be so fucking stressed.
It is stressful.
Trying to do something like that, like I would be ripping my hair out, screaming at people.
And honestly, that's
if anything close to not quite what I wanted, I'd be screaming at people.
Well, it's one of those things that we had like a lot of preset rules for it, and we have to have like an understanding. So like going into it, like our team leader, she's our director. She's in charge of directing it. We try to help her write it. We've kind of fell off both times. She did the majority of the writing both years in a row. But it's one of those like we all just have this acceptance of like whatever your role is, whether it's on screen, off screen, whether you have a lot of lines, whether you have no lines, whether you're just there to help us carry some stuff, if you're just there to do the makeup, just like accept your role and just do it, and just don't be upset about it.
Don't be an asshole. Just like, we gotta make this thing move. Do your thing.
Yeah, just so that's very much like I was told what I had to do. I was given the lines I got. That's what I worried about.
So what else? What else is new with you? This time?
Just that for
Yeah.
now, yeah. Like, that's pretty much the most eventful thing I've done.
Mm-hmm.
What are you looking at me like that for? We're not talking about that right now.
Maybe after it happens.
Next episode. Next episode for sure.
Okay, that's good. You'll see what we're talking about later. With me, I guess, yeah. I've moved. That's about as big as it comes. What about your? Oh yeah, you got a new job.
Well,
In the same company.
I'm gonna call it promotion. I got a promotion. I got moved up to sales.
What does that entail?
I get to call a bunch of people and push our product on them. I mean,
Exciting.
Oh no! All that's resulted in me is like the last 2 days I've just been downloading information into my brain. Like, this is the second day now I come home and I feel like my head is just going to pop. I know so much useless information.
It's not useless to make any money.
It just feels useless.
Yeah, no, I agree. Well, you do fucking lawn care. Like,
Yeah.
you work at like a lawn care maintenance.
Yeah.
Like, it's not much shit you can use in life.
I have so much information. I can talk your ear off about fertilizer now, and I never asked for that. I never asked for that.
I didn't want this in my head. It just is.
It just is. And like at first too, I thought I wasn't retaining any of it until I started talking to my boss about it. I'm like, oh no, I actually know this stuff.
Yeah.
Like, I'm gonna be so boring at parties if this ever comes up. It's like, I'm that type of guy, right?
You're gonna be even worse at parties.
Like,
oh my god.
I really am. I'm the actually guy. Like,
yeah.
if someone's like, I hope it never comes up in a party if someone's like, oh yeah, like,
I use this style of fertilizer. Actually, if you use this style instead,
yeah,
you'll get much more yield from your crop. Fuck off, Fred.
I'm already dreading it because I know I'll do it.
Yeah, I could see that 100%. Like somebody who's just like really into like getting their grass green. You're just like, actually, if you decide to use this method, it'll be much better.
What do you mean? You don't aerate your fucking lawn? Do you even have a lawn?
Do you even care about your home grass? Do you even care? This is half of your fucking house value.
Actually, did you know?
Oh my god. Actually, tell me actually.
Did you know that a well-maintained lawn can actually increase your property value by 15%?
Yes, actually, I did know that.
Why?
First
of all, why is that a fact, and why the fuck should I know that?
It's
Why do I
the
know
outdoor
that?
aesthetics, homie.
I know.
Like, if it looks like shit from the outside, nobody's gonna want to go in.
Yeah.
But if you got a well-maintained lawn, it's just, that's the first thing you see. The first impressions matter.
I just realized this is the first episode without a guest, and we're talking about lawn care.
Yeah, let's quit that. So I moved recently.
Yeah. To a much bigger apartment with a very nice studio to have this podcast
Yeah.
in.
So like, so I'm friends with my landlord. My landlord is, I'd say, maybe a handful of years older than me. He's a very young man.
Yeah.
27, I believe. I'm 24. I'm about to be 25. So like, we're very close in age. Ended up like, we go out. Like, I bought a fire pit. He ended up using it. I ended up using it all the time. So like, when I had a fire, he'd come out. When he had a fire, he'd invite me out. Like, we drank together, hang out together, talk after work and shit. We were bumping. Stuff like that. And then he decided he wanted to move out because his girlfriend's taking, she's doing university's prep for being a lawyer.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So like the guy kid, he owns our competition.
Yeah, he owns a competing lawn care company.
Yeah, and his girlfriend, I guess, is out doing university for her lawyer degree. And he decided he was just tired of it, tired of all the work and maintenance and running the company. He said, "Fuck it, I'm moving out with her." It was like he found a job. He found a job doing consulting.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but like on location, like he can do it from home. So like
wow.
That's what he's doing now. Is he sold his company to our company, and then he sold his apartment to me and my girlfriend. So like. We're keeping it in the Mower family.
Yeah.
But like before I had I would say just less than half of upstairs.
Yeah.
And now I have the entire main floor.
Like you went from like an apartment to like a house.
Yeah. So like it's significantly upgraded.
Yeah.
Each room is 1.5 times the size. We have an extra fucking room.
Yeah.
We have a full bath now. Fuck.
Full bath.
That is, you would be
That's
amazed.
right. You only had a stand-up shower.
I had a shit glassed-in stand-up shower with a toilet and a sink,
like
and it barely fit in the room.
Like Jill and I have never had an apartment that did not have a full bath.
You don't know how much you fucking want a tub until you don't have a tub.
Excluding my apartment in college, Jillian has never lived in a house that didn't have a full bath, and I think it shows.
It's honestly, I don't take baths. I take
maybe 2 or 3 baths a year.
I haven't taken a bath. No, that's a lie. Me and Victoria fucking cracked the seal on that bitch. Once we moved in, honestly, because like I never realized how much I miss a bathtub. I was like, oh, a stand-up shower, perfect, because I don't take baths.
No,
and then you're like, holy shit! Every time I try to shampoo my hair, my elbows hit both sides of the fucking shower. Like you gotta angle yourself just to shampoo. Oh, it's such a nightmare.
See, like I prefer showers. Like I shower like legitimately like twice a day, and like maybe if I'm feeling
yeah, that's so excessive.
I shower when I wake up and I shower before bed. I cannot start my day without a shower, and I cannot fall asleep without a shower.
In my thing, it depends on my job. Like when I worked, like Tim Hortons, when I worked, like it's basically like a Dunkin' Donuts for the Americans out there. It's a coffee shop. I would shower before.
I think they know what a Tim Hortons is.
Well, it depends if you're American. You wouldn't.
They would know.
So I showered before work there every single day.
Yeah.
Because you go in, you smell good, obviously. But then now, like when I do labor jobs, like now we're doing landscape or whatever. Like I shower as soon as I get home. I shower.
I was even worse when I was in high school. When I was in high school,
really?
I would shower before going to school. I would shower when I got home from school, and I would shower before going to bed. And
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. And
that was like me. I was excessive with brushing my teeth.
Yeah.
I was super nervous.
And like my mom was to the point where my mom was getting upset with me because like every time
the fucking heating bill would be huge.
It wasn't even that. It wasn't even like the hot waters. Every time I took a shower, I would use soap and shampoo every time.
Oh, dude, you're gonna lose your hair.
I know.
Somehow you actually have like a very thick. I'm actually looking at it right now for the first time. Actually looking at it.
For the first time.
No, like actually paying attention to it. Like you have very thick, long hair.
Yeah,
like,
it's in my genes.
And you don't have receding. Like I haven't done much, but I have like a very slightly receding hairline.
Yeah.
I fucking hate it.
So yeah, to the listeners, I do have extremely thick.
It's gorgeous.
But it runs my family. My grandfather died at 69 years old.
Rest in peace.
Yeah, but up until the day he died, he had super thick hair just like mine, and it was jet black. He didn't have a single gray hair.
Really?
Yeah.
My dad had white hair. He was also, Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh yeah.
The band.
Oh yeah.
He had that back head strip of hair.
Just holding on.
Nothing on top at all.
Refusing to let go.
And in his mid-40s, it was white.
Yeah. Well, my dad's completely bald.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
Rest in peace. I'm pretty sure that kind of genetics skips a generation, but
I don't know.
You might have lucked out.
I think
Probably not.
I'm very proud of my hair. And the thing is, it grows fast. It grows really fast. Like, if I did not get a haircut, it'd take me about a year to get it shoulder length, I would say.
I also just realized how discombobulated this podcast already is. We've now talked about moving, we've talked about filming a movie, we've talked about your hair, we've talked about work. God damn.
We don't have a guest.
Guests.
Yeah, we don't have a guest to anchor this.
Yeah, we really need somebody that we can focus it around. I feel like we're both good at asking questions, not so much at talking about ourselves.
Yeah.
So like my life's been going pretty good.
I got these tattoos.
Yeah.
I've been reading this manga.
This anime that I really, really enjoy. Holy fuck. But no, like my new apartment, I fucking love.
I love your new apartment.
It's nice. Like my kitchen is half the size of it's my entire old apartment. My kitchen is half of the size by itself.
Yeah.
And in a single room, we have 4 main rooms and the bathroom and a hallway and a fucking a mudroom style.
That's
hallway.
good though. It's good. It's good to like when moving forward that you're also moving up.
Move up, move forward. Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I would never go back on something if it meant going back on, standard of living that I'm used to, or if it's going back on the pay that I'm used to, if it's going back on the lifestyle that I'm used to. Like it's always good to be moving forward, but it's also good to be always moving up.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
No, I agree. If you're gonna move, you might as well move up.
Yeah.
You don't move laterally, and you definitely don't move downwards.
Yeah. You try your best.
Mm-hmm.
And you try to only stay stagnant for as little time as possible.
Well, the thing is too is like I've had an idea of like an ideal game room, studio, that kind of shit, and I have it. Like I finally have it. I've been thinking about this room for 6+ years.
Oh yeah.
And I have it. It's fucking come to fruition, and I couldn't complain about a single thing. Like nothing about this.
But that's another thing. Where do you move up from here, man?
I fucking chill here for a while.
Yeah.
I chill here. I fucking bank money.
You enjoy yourself. That's
yeah, exactly.
Do,
I enjoyed this lifestyle for a while.
Yeah. And then who knows? You might get a fucking game garage next.
Oh, fucking men's room.
Yeah.
Not a bathroom. Sorry, that came out wrong. It's a man cave. That's the word I was looking for.
I've never been into a man cave.
Oh, I've been into fucking nice ones. Like their own bar.
I have no interest in
home theater.
Oh, well, maybe a home theater. That's not a man cave. That's just
it was. Okay, I walked in as a basement. It was like all the football teams, hockey teams, all their teams. Like I think signed jerseys up on the wall. They had their personalized, like their mini bar with home theater with like all their consoles. Like they had like a fully decked out. The rec room, the entire basement was basically that for the guys.
Yeah,
and the women again, like the girlfriends and wives or whatever, like they had zero interest in even going down there. Like it was just really interesting. It was like a place for them. It was like this room, but an entire.
I don't know, like, not a slap at you or anyone else who's into like the whole man cave mentality, but like, I really don't want to dedicate an entire room to my living space to just me when I'm sharing my living space with someone else.
Well, yeah, because you're a fucking soy boy.
Well, no, it's just like.
No, I just think it's nice to have your own spot. It's nice to have your own.
Well, place. Maybe like a room dedicated to like your interests.
Well, it's the same.
That's the same idea.
I guess it's the same idea. It's literally that. It'd be Fred's cave, not the man cave.
Yeah.
You know, but it'd just be full of fucking anime titties and
VR headsets.
VR, yeah, exactly.
Oh. It's like, oh wow, he's got a full wall bookshelf. He must be cultured.
He has lifestyle feeling textured fucking anime movies. Like there's 6 different sizes on his wall. Oh my god. Oh. That like it's insane. Like the level of like, I wouldn't say it made me happier, but I would definitely say that I'm excited to come home.
That's I enjoy this room so much. Like I'm excited for if and when we start doing like IRL podcasts.
Like video podcast?
Yeah. Like
that's another step. That's a whole other.
That won't be for a while.
Yeah, I can't afford a camera. That's for sure. That's fancy.
Yeah, but when that time comes though, like this is bare minimum like a good starting point.
Yeah,
honestly.
This is fucking nice. Honestly. I just gotta get those soundproof squares.
That's next on the shopping. They're relatively cheap.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about it. There's only 2 walls I have to put it on.
Yeah.
And then everything after that is fucking.
They're more of a bitch to take off than to put on.
Yeah, like this is outside wall, that's the outside wall. These are the only 2 walls. I'm thinking about putting on the roof. Like my upstairs, my new neighbor who took my old apartment is a fucking nightmare.
You want to talk about it?
Oh, we'll talk about it after the fucking break there.
Okay.
It's an adjustment period, that's for fucking sure.
Yeah. Having upstairs neighbors.
Lord. Yes, yeah. I was upstairs and now on main floor, and there's a basement below us. And that neighbor, I've witnessed him move in, and I've never seen him again. His vehicle has never been in the driveway. It's like he's never been in the driveway. He's never seen him. Like he's a ghost.
I didn't even know you had a downstairs neighbor.
Exactly. Like my landlord, like, because I said, like, we're buddies, we drink, we hang out, we talk. So like I know basically the rundown of everything that's going on here from him.
Yeah.
And he told me, he's like, yeah, like he's like a trucker or some shit. Like he doesn't work in Sudbury. He works everywhere. Mm-hmm. He just needs a place to call home.
Yeah.
He needs a home address.
He needs an address.
He basically needs a home address. So
I've known guys like that.
Yeah, he literally, like, he makes a shit ton of money. He just needed somebody to send the mail.
Yeah.
Like, that's basically what it is. Like, I haven't seen him. I haven't talked to him.
He can't just get, like, a P.O. box?
I don't know. Like, that's all I know about him. Is
I would assume he sleeps here sometimes.
I'm sure he does, but I've never seen his vehicle. I saw him move in with his big-ass fucking F-150.
Really?
But I've never seen it since. So, like, I don't know what the fuck is going on there, but, like, for some reason, I have the light to his main floor. I have the light on my side. That's that taped off light switch in there.
That's funny.
Yeah.
You just I get fuck with him.
Yeah, get drunk. Really drunk one night. Look. Like
Spooky ghosts.
just fuck with them hard. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So something new to the podcast. We're gonna take a small ad break now, and we'll see you guys on the other side. It'll be a couple seconds for you, and however long it takes us.
I can do whatever the fuck I want for an hour.
Yeah. Today's episode is sponsored by Brotherhood MFG. Brotherhood MFG is a clothing brand centered around car culture with a fresh style. And with Christmas just around the corner, what better time to purchase that special someone some cool car-inspired clothing? Brotherhood MFG has given us a special discount code to give to you guys. So if you go to teespring.com/stores/brotherhoodmfg and use discount code PASTIME in all caps, you guys will get 13% off the entire store. Description down below. This isn't much of an ad, more of just letting you guys know. Jacob and I started a second podcast.
Yes, sir. It's called Baka Boys. BAKABOIS.
It is a manga-centered podcast, so if that's not your thing, no hard feelings, but as you've noticed throughout the podcast, we've talked a lot about manga and anime and stuff like that, and we figure we may as well go with what we know, and, we're going to try out a second podcast just about centered around that, our thoughts on that, and Jacob's fresh experiences on some manga he hasn't read yet.
Never read a manga in my life. Fred's directing me through it, if you will. He's my caretaker.
Yeah.
And he's going to handle me with baby gloves.
So if you're interested in hearing that, link will be in the description down below. All right, and we're back. Wow, what a quick ad break that was.
It's so speedy. I
So
barely
quick.
even noticed we were gone.
It's not even 2 hours later.
Barely.
Yeah. Wow.
Keeping track of time. It's probably over, but whatever.
We didn't watch some Grey's Anatomy and eat burgers.
Watch YouTube.
Watch some YouTube.
Whatever. No, who cares?
Those
Not
are good.
me.
But yeah, no, that's exciting that we have our first ad,
Yeah, that's true, actually.
I'm pumped
Shouts
about
out to Kevin and the boys out there in Timmins, fucking rocking their shit.
it. Brotherhood MFG.
Yep.
Yeah, have you looked at some of their clothes there?
I did, actually.
That's nice.
It always sounds so fucking corny when I hear people, oh, I really look. No, I do actually thoroughly enjoy it. Like, I looked through it with you. You
Yeah.
showed me it the first time I saw it, and I was like, there's some shit that I'm actually, like, going to buy.
Yeah.
Like,
So-
I hate, what is it called? Like, what the fuck? Merchandise from YouTube merchandise always sucks.
It's not YouTube
And
merchandise though. It's just their
it's merchandise from like a specific thing. It's normally very
Yeah.
that's the name of our company. That's it. And
Yeah.
no, these guys they have a lot of they got stickers, sweaters,
So
yoga
full
pants.
full disclosure, I'm friends with the two owners of Brotherhood MFG.
Oh yes.
Something that wasn't mentioned in the script that they gave us. Like they have a lot more than just clothes. They got pillows, they got banners, they got stickers,
Flags, they got a lot. Like they have a fucking variety.
and I know them well. I know that they've got some cool insight. They've got some cool flair. Like they're only gonna put out good looking stuff.
Yeah. I by meeting them wouldn't have told it, but they got some fucking taste.
Yeah.
Like they really do.
Well,
I really like some of their shit.
Well, that's one thing that they both know cars. They both know drag racing. They both know Formula One cars.
But I don't, and I'm not into it. But they're still they have that plain white sweater with the black lettering or whatever it is on it.
Yeah.
I'm buying that for sure.
Oh yeah, I'm definitely gonna pick up some of their merch too. And we encourage you to again code pastime in the description, or not in the description, but the coupon code pastime, get 13% off your entire purchase.
Mm-hmm.
They hooked us up, man. Go show them some love.
Yeah, definitely. There's some good shit on there.
Yeah.
What's next? What do you have to talk about now?
I don't know, man. You mentioned something about your upstairs neighbor before the break.
Oh fuck yeah.
You want to get into it?
Oh shit! I guess we got it at this point. I fucking mentioned it.
Yeah.
So, well, first off, we moved down here on a Friday.
Yeah, you
I
moved
guess-
into the downstairs on
Yeah,
Friday.
I moved downstairs Friday into Saturday, and then Sunday we went back up to clean up so she could move in on Monday. Never ended up moving in on Monday. Tuesday, nothing. Wednesday, nothing. Oh, just kidding. 10:30 p.m. Wednesday night.
Yeah.
All you hear is fucking my front door slamming, open and close, open and close, open. Like, what the fuck is going on? So I look out the front window, assuming that I'm going to go see our friend there, Bert the Gypsy,
Yeah.
my old next door neighbor, but now my upstairs neighbor. So I look out the window, smile, give him the peace sign, bang on the window a bit. Only to like 30 minutes later realize that it's our upstairs neighbor moving in. Just scared the shit out of some random person.
Who moves into an apartment
at
like
10:30 on a Wednesday
in the middle of the week?
A fucking idiot. That's it. And then that's not the worst part. Is they finished by like 12. And then Thursday, nothing. Oh, well, would you look at that? It's 10:30 p.m. again. Let's start moving in on a Thursday at 10:30 p.m.
Oh, so
this is multiple days. Like it wasn't even done Thursday. They started Friday night again too. Like it was.
Well, Friday night isn't that bad.
Well, the thing is though, is like Wednesday and Thursday at 10:30 at night.
Yeah.
On work days, like, come on, get your shit together. I understand like her career, I guess, as a babysitter.
Yeah.
It's like I don't know, she must have had.
That's another wild thing. Like that's a small apartment, and she has like a small like baseball, it's like a small baseball team worth of kids up there.
She has. At one point, we saw 7 children in an apartment that is basically a normal sized bedroom with a bedroom sized kitchen and a bedroom sized fucking living room.
It's a super small apartment.
It's tiny.
She has like a million kids up there.
She had 7 children at once. I was like, the fuck is going on up there? All you heard was coming through the fucking roof non-stop for like 4 hours straight. Like, the fuck is going on upstairs on a Saturday? I finally see her out back. He's like, there's well over half a dozen children here. What is happening?
Yeah.
And that's what our daily struggle has been for the last. It's only been. We're going into our 2nd week now.
Yeah.
And I'm about ready. I've already written a note for her to stop using my fucking door, my garbage and recycling, because there's 4 units here.
Yeah.
Me and Victoria have the front door and the front door recycling garbage, and there's a fuck ton of recycling bins and a bunch of garbage bins out back. This bitch will fill my garbage, fill my recycling, use my front door liberally as hell. We have like a 2-inch gap under our door that so you come in. The front door. So you come in through the front door, and then you have our apartment door that immediately to the right. So every time you open that fucking front door to outside, you get this giant gust of air. And it's like a solid 2-inch gap under our door. Like it's an old building, so like there's massive gaps. And she's just constantly using that door. It's like multiple times a day. Huge fucking gust of wind, all that shit. Filling up our recycling garbage bin, so I have to take it out. And I can't even put my own recycling out because it's full. Like, it's to the point where, like, Victoria wrote a note. We put it on the door.
Yeah, stop using our door, stop using our recycling.
Literally, I think the note says, like, upstairs units, please use back door recycling found under stairs and in shed. Like, we had to, like, direct her where to fucking go. It was such a hassle. It's such petty shit, like such a little things.
Yeah, in the end, like, you are just being a little petty.
It's petty, but at the same time, it's like these were this was laid out to us like as law when we moved in upstairs, and now that Dylan's gone and we're living in Dylan's place, I feel like he just never fucking bothered. So like now we have to fucking be the asshole and tell her.
Like, shut up.
Yeah, sorry, Dylan, it's our landlord who used to live in this place, but we literally got to tell her, like, dude, you're loud as shit. Like, I hear everything.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure I've heard her have sex a few times.
No.
Oh yeah, dude, you hear
That's
everything.
embarrassing, though.
Yeah. I don't know how to fucking pull her, like, see her randomly, like, hey, by the way, I can hear absolutely every phone call. Every time she's talking to somebody who's hanging out, I hear everything word for word. I never realized how bad it was. Like, Dylan's probably heard some fucked up conversations that I lived up there. That's for sure. I have no idea how fucking, like, you'll be watching TV and I'll still hear a regular decibel conversation.
Oh no, you sent me a video of like the noise that comes from up there.
Yeah.
Man. Like, that's super inconsiderate. Like,
and that's through a phone. Like, the audio doesn't pick up nicely. Yeah. And you still heard it.
Oh yeah.
Clearly. Imagine that live.
It's wild, like, how people can be so inconsiderate. Like, you know you're an upstairs unit. You know you have downstairs, like, neighbors. Yeah. Like, you gotta keep that in mind. Be respectful of, like, other people's space.
Not all people, apparently. Fucking some assholes are out there fucking...
But at the same time, as someone who you know you have upstairs neighbors, like, you gotta be a little tolerant.
Yeah, like, oh, dude, no, like, like, that day, we were, like, a borderline ready to call Dylan, and then, like, I thought about it, I was like, it's, like, 5 o'clock.
Yeah.
On a Saturday night. Or what day was that? Sunday?
I don't know.
It was Saturday. It was Saturday and Sunday. I was like, it's a weekend day. It's 5 p.m. Yes, there is at least 24 children running around.
there's a militia of
There's
kids.
a fuck ton of children, but at the same time, it's midday on a weekend. Like, you can't really do much about it.
No, like, that's definitely being petty if you were to complain about that.
Oh, you should. If you heard it, like through the video, it was bad, but you should have heard it in person. It was deafening. I had to turn my TV volume doesn't go past 20%. We had to crank it to like 60.
Wow.
3 times the fucking volume, and I could still clearly hear that shit. To the point Bert heard what we were watching and talked to me later about it. I was like, I couldn't hear it over the fucking noise above me, man. Like, honestly, like, you hear like 3 stomps in a row, you miss 10 seconds of fucking dialogue. Like,
Yeah.
I can't hear shit. It's ridiculous. I am a little petty, and I do hate when people piss. Like, if you piss me off, I fucking hate you.
I mean, when I was in college, I had an upstairs neighbor who we nicknamed Karate Kid. So, like, without...
Why is that?
Okay, so without like, racially profiling the guy or anything like that, this guy was from a country that was in a vastly different time zone. And his bedroom was immediately above my bedroom. And because of the time zone, like, you know, his sleep pattern was all messed up. I get that. But he would start a rigorous training regimen at like 3 in the morning and then go until like 7 in the morning. And like, I was so tolerant of this for like at least a week before anyone called him out on it. And then eventually my roommate decided to bang on his door and be like, yo, what the fuck are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm just exercising and practicing my karate. It turned out, yeah, he was practicing his martial arts and but at 3 in the morning all the time. And doesn't matter. Like, I spoke to him once. One of my roommates spoke to him on 2 occasions. My other roommate, Annie, she spoke to him on several fucking occasions. And he just wouldn't stop. Every day, or every morning, 3 a.m. just start, and all I hear is and it's repetitive. He's doing burpees or push-ups or
yeah.
But
that's when you grab a broomstick, you take the broom off, and you start fucking pounding on the roof.
But from where I would I don't know how to explain it because this guy is freaking. I don't even know how to. His tolerance, I don't know. His stamina, I mean, was
he just went forever.
Was just through the roof. Literally from 3 to 7 a.m. It just felt, at least from what I could hear from my bedroom, I just thought he was on his knees punching his floor for 4 hours straight, nonstop. And on top of that, he would just blast Metallica.
Nice.
Yeah, just...
That's a good way to wake up.
Yeah. Just
fucking some heavy metal.
Super loud rock music, just thumping.
Holy shit.
So that was the thing, too. I was the only one who was getting, the thumping noises. What was bothering everyone else was his music. And,
Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
I lost it a lot sooner than a week.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, no, I was pretty tolerant of it. Well, I'm a bit of insomniac, right? So, sometimes he would start and I hadn't even gone to bed yet.
Yeah.
You know, I'm in college. And
and then you get that rhythmic beating and you just fall asleep to the rhythmic punching on your roof. Nice.
No, man, no. And he was just an all around bad person to share a living space with.
Yeah.
I didn't have to share a fridge space with him, but my roommate Annie did. And the only way that she could describe it is that, his shelf of the fridge was above her shelf. And his shelf looked like he just spilled marinara sauce everywhere and just never bothered to clean it up. It was disgusting.
Could have done that day one and never bothered.
Yeah, and the same thing too is his bedroom door was right beside our front door. So when we'd go outside to smoke some weed, we'd have to go through the front door.
Smoke weed?
Yeah, I smoked some weed.
What the fuck?
Oh
man?
yeah, man. This episode
Get out of my
sponsored by
marijuana.
Marijuana in general. Go to marijuana.com. Coupon code marijuana.
Coupon code 420 Blaze It, all lower caps.
But no, we'd go out into the front to smoke some weed, me and my other 2 roommates, and it's like he waited for us, because as soon as we would step out, he would step out. He wouldn't bring anything with him, and he'd just sit there and shoot the shit with us. And then
maybe he was lonely.
No, every time though, every time, we'd either light a pipe or a joint or something like that, and
he'd ask for a hit.
He'd always ask for a hit. He wouldn't just ask for a hit. He would wait until we've had a couple of puffs ourselves, and then he'd ask to kill it.
Oh, it's the worst kind of fucking.
Every time. And like, yeah, so to the point where we had to like kind of
ration.
Well, we had to like sneak past his door, and we started going outside through the back door. And then he kind of stopped bugging us. There even came a time where he didn't do it to me, but he actually came down because we rented out like the basement rooms, and he was on the main floor.
Mm-hmm.
He actually came down and like knocked on my roommate's door, like asking for like some free weed.
Really?
Yeah.
What a cheap fuck.
Yeah. No, like he was by far one of the worst roommates I ever had.
Once a mooch, always a mooch, eh?
I suppose.
That's fucking retarded.
Yeah, no, it was.
I don't know if I've ever really had an issue with fucking freeloaders like that.
Wait, what?
That's
call it a free. Yeah.
It's pretty close. Like a stoner freeloader.
Yeah.
Those kind of assholes. Like I've known people like that, but I've never had to deal with them.
Yeah, he's the only person like that I've ever had to deal with.
Mm.
Like everyone that I've known that I've ever had to like lend a couple grams to or like give a hit off of is either someone who's like a really close friend of mine who I personally owe probably a hit or something.
Yeah.
Or like someone who I know will get me back.
Yeah. That's there's some people like if you ever say yes the first time, you're fucking locked in, bud.
Yeah.
They're coming to you every single time.
Yeah. If you say yes once, they just take it as like a permanent.
Yeah, do whatever you want. Like no, kill yourself. Maybe not. Never mind.
Well, that's the thing. Like like once you've had a couple of. I think this was before it was legalized too. So like.
Oh, you naughty dog.
Yeah, well, it was decriminalized.
I'm calling
at the
the police.
At this
Hello, police. Yes, I'd like to report a crime.
Well, at this point, it was decriminalized, but it wasn't like quite legal yet, if I remember correctly.
Yeah.
So like, we had
that weird stage of life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like he'd wait for us to have a couple of puffs, so he'd wait till we're already like in a good mood and already high and shit like that before he asked. Like he knew how to get us. And then we didn't know if it was him or not, but like not one of my friends, but like just someone else who lived in the building, like eventually went to the landlord saying like someone was stealing food out of his pantry, and like everyone in the building had to get spoken to by the landlord, but like we all assume it was Karate Kid, but like yeah, so like could have been him.
Fucking Karate Kid.
Oh yeah, Karate Kid, man.
Oh my god. Daniel Sensei. Oh. No. Yeah, that sounds fucking terrible. I did live in a fucking like a shared ass space.
Yeah.
But with like a living on fucking disability kind of person.
No, and
it was.
I lived in the student village right beside York University.
Oh, I didn't know. I was in a crack then.
Like it's not affiliated with the school whatsoever. It's just like a big residential area where like the landlords for the most part have like an unspoken agreement of like we're only going to rent to the students that go to York or Seneca.
Yeah, it's those are things.
Yeah, it's a student village.
Yeah, that's definitely a thing.
Yeah.
The closest thing I had to that is when I lived in like a fucking party house. I lived there. I think I lasted maybe just over a month.
Yeah.
That was it. I lived there. I was the only person in the house with a steady job. I worked fucking 10-hour days. Like I paid for, I would say 90% of everything.
Oh, wow.
I would say 80% of the free time at that house was spent like drinking, partying, Monday to Monday. It was fucking insane. But like this fucking asshole of a roommate, she would just eat all our food. She would drink all my booze, smoke all our weed. Didn't give a fuck. If I was out and my ex at the time was out, like she would just feel free. It was a fucking.
She would just raid your pantry.
Raid it, eat all our food. I'd come half the time. I'd come home like I'd have like I'd buy a 48 pack of beers.
Mm-hmm.
I'd come home and there'd be like 12 left. I'm like, what the fuck? I just bought this last night. And me and so decided we had some beers this morning. And so from when I left to work, I wake people up obviously because I was the only person who worked.
Yeah.
These fucking degenerates were just.
They'd wait for you to leave.
They'd hear me leave, they'd wake up and they'd go have a beer, and that beer would turn into 2, and it turned into 6, and then 12.
Yeah.
And then next thing you know, they have like between two of them, they had like 30 fucking beers.
Jesus.
And I'd have my last 14 or whatever. I'm like, are you fucking serious? Like.
So you start getting locked.
That's $60. That's well over $60 a beer. Yeah. I get like $20 left of it. Like this is insane.
Yeah.
We have nothing to lock. Like there's one fridge. That was it. It was basically one fridge and like just a handful of pantries. Like it was insane. Like everything was brutal. Like when I used to smoke weed back then too. This is like 3 years ago.
Yeah.
So I used to smoke weed then too, and like I'd buy weed and it's gone before I went home.
Oh yeah,
and it would be fully gone. Like it wasn't even like, oh, I'll get you back. It was like, oh, whoops,
Didn't know we smoked that much. It's like, are you fucking serious? Like, fuck is wrong with you? Like,
Wow.
goddamn. Yeah. Oh, my ex was in on that too. Like, I'd come home.
Oh, she would enable it?
Oh, she would be a fucking part of it. She would steal it too.
Oh, she's like, oh, he's my boyfriend. I give you permission.
Yeah, like I got calls at work on lunch break, which is only, 4 or 5 hours after your day starts. 12 o'clock, I get a call. Oh, by the way, you might need to go buy some more weed. It's like, oh, fuck off. Like, seriously. I just bought that. Like, goddamn. Yeah, it sucks being the only responsible person. And then you go home and then you party, and then you have to remember, oh yeah, I gotta be responsible now.
Be responsible.
I have to make sure everybody here lives.
Well, that's not you're responsible for you, man.
Yeah, that's true. But when you live in a house and everyone has access to everything, you can't really do much about it when you're gone.
Yeah.
That did suck, and that's why I said like I only lasted there about a month. The fun only lasted so long until like the love.
Probably fun for like the first week, and then
it was
things
fun.
started
I
to
would
wear
say
on
I
you.
would say about a week or 2, maybe 3 weeks, and then it was just the aggravation.
Yeah.
Built up so fast and so quickly of like going home. You're like, well, now I gotta go drop another X amount of dollars. Like when I say a party house, I mean like Monday to Monday without fail every day.
Like
And
every
my
night.
roommate was on disability, so there was no work days. So like she
Yeah.
partied every day.
Like every
It
night
was-
was a fucking
Yeah,
hard,
it
like,
was fucking insane. I did have a lot of fucking fun there, I gotta say. But the last week, 2 weeks, and I knew I was leaving. I think a week before I left, I was kind of just like, fuck this. Like this, like nothing I say will stop it. Nothing I'll say will do anything.
Yeah.
Bunch of assholes I'm living with. And then one day, like we had the most minor spat. Literally turned into going, fuck you, I'm leaving. That was it. I was just like, I just need this tiniest thing to set me off. And that was it. It was literally like, oh, I can't find the batteries. Like I put the batteries there. Like, no, the batteries are there. I was like, fuck this, fuck you, I'm leaving. Like the batteries, I put the batteries right there. Did you steal those too, you fucking asshole? I'm out. I'm fucking paying rent on your own. Like, oh dude, that was miserable. It was miserable at the last week or so, but you live and you learn. And it was,
You got out of there fast. Like once you realized you didn't want to be there.
oh
anymore.
yeah, like I lucked out. She already had the place, so I was basically like a sublet.
Oh, okay.
So like I didn't have my name released or nothing like that. I lucked out.
You could
But
have just fucked off.
it was experience and a half.
Yeah.
Fuck. That was never again. Never ever again. I know people say, oh, don't live with friends because like you hate each other.
I
Don't
lived
live
with
friends.
I lived with 3 of my friends, and we're still good.
How long do you live together though?
A year.
Well, then you must have had considerate friends because I did not live with considerate people.
I mean, our living situation was we all lived together, but we all lived in the same house in the student village. So like we were all responsible for our own rent. We didn't
Yeah,
share
yeah.
rent.
That's it.
We had like sectioned off fridge spaces, sectioned off like pantry spaces. Like we lived together, but we were all responsible for ourselves.
Yeah. That's the way
But
to
we
do
just
it.
like
That's-
shared a living space.
If that was the thing, I would have been fine.
Yeah.
The fact that people were scouring through my shit, literally stealing like hundreds of dollars a week, just
That's
stolen,
wild.
straight stolen out from me, just because I was gone to work, actually being responsible, working. I come home to get punished because now I have to go buy more shit because
Yeah.
you've just stolen $50 from me. Is what the download was. Like
Yeah.
there's one point there was I forget what it was. I was gone for 2 days. I came back and my ex and
My
her
bed sheets were
friend,
gone.
No, they stole. I remember the number. It's $300 and I'd say $20-ish worth of things. They did like they drank my booze. They smoked my weed.
Oh wow.
They fucking like at the time I was doing Molly, you know, all that shit. So I just took some of my Molly, all that, and it was $320 worth. And all they did was laugh. I was like, you fucking see. I was like, okay, like reimburse me. They was like, well, I don't work. I don't give
That's
a
a
fuck
heavy-
if you work. Like
that's a heavy hit.
that's half a paycheck. Like, well, at that time it was like a third of a paycheck or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, I'm only getting like $900 a week, like bi-weekly. Like, fuck off. What do you mean I don't have the money? Like, don't touch my shit.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was such a miserable time in my life. Thank
Yeah.
God I'm not there anymore. Holy fuck.
Yeah.
I just mean in life in general, not just
Yeah.
at that place.
Like besides Karate Kid, I've had nothing but good roommates. Like
Yeah, you lucked out.
I really did. Like my first apartment in Toronto, my roommate so happened to be someone who was in the same field as me, and like
Oh, yeah?
and we just worked. Like I went to school for acting, and this guy went to school for directing.
Yeah, that's right at the same alley.
Yeah, and
And
like
even right now, I live with an asshole.
Don't aggravate it.
I'm just kidding. I love you, Victoria.
Yeah, no, like my first apartment, the guy whose bedroom was right beside mine, was in the same field as me.
Yeah.
It was good because we could help each other with our own homework and stuff like that. I would go over to him and be like, hey, Amherst, I need someone to film me and like give me some direction here while I do this. He'd be like, cool. And then he'd knock on mine and he'd say, hey, Fred, I need to film this. I need an actor. And I'm like, cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like, you'd actually help each other with, like, projects?
Often.
Shit like- yeah?
Often.
That's not bad.
I was actually I was in one of his films that actually like won some awards at like a festival.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's
I'll have
sick.
to show you that to
That's
you
not bad.
afterwards. And then my second place that I lived in Toronto was with 3 of my classmates, co-workers, and friends. Like, we all went to the same school for the same program, we all lived in the same house, and we all worked in the same place.
Jesus Christ.
And like
Did I
that.
get sick of that, though?
No.
You get sick of them?
No. That's one thing. I don't know. It's because we're actors or whatever. But
Don't
like,
pretend to like each other.
no, it's not even that. Like, we don't get tired of each other. There was a couple of cases where some of us got tired of some other people. I
Very
won't lie.
specifically kind of thing?
Yeah, but like in a general sense, like we work off each other very well. Like
That's not bad at all. Like, you lucked out, definitely.
I absolutely did.
Yeah. From my nightmare stories, like, I've heard way worse.
Yeah.
Like, in the fact that you've had no bad experiences with roommates. Like,
Except for Karate Kid.
Oh.
I'll never forget Karate Kid. What a
what
guy.
about where you're living now? You don't have any bad ones?
No. Jill and I have upstairs neighbors who have a kid, and we barely hear them. Barely.
My upstairs neighbor doesn't even have a kid.
Yeah.
Technically.
Yeah.
Legally, she's responsible for like 20 of them, apparently.
Yeah, no, we have like a family that lives above us, and we
Yeah.
never hear them.
That's not bad. That's actually you again, lucked out. Fuck you. I hate you.
Don't be salty.
Yeah. Well, like, when we lived upstairs, like, it was fucking fine. Like,
Yeah.
there was no issue. Like, every once in a while, we heard Bert's kid.
Yeah.
That was about it. Like, and that was, like, weekends. When you
Yeah.
had, like, and you freak out. A kid freaks out for, what, 30 minutes, maybe, until he gets over it.
Yeah.
So, like, you'd hear the freak out, 30 minutes, you'd get over it, and then you're just back to your day.
Yeah.
And the difference is now that we hear the freakouts, we hear the excitement, we hear the footsteps, we hear the giggling, we hear absolutely everything.
Yeah.
I don't know what these fucking floors made out of, maybe paper, because I hear, like, there's zero sound resistance between us and the upstairs. It's insane. And somehow Bert still manages to be silent. Don't know how. The only time I hear Bert is when he goes out for a cigarette.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't know how the fuck she manages to be that loud, and you still, I know for a fact Bert walks around. But I don't know, I just
Yeah, he
paced around
seems
my
like a
apartment.
pacer. He seems like a
Yeah,
pacer.
he's like, I paced around my apartment for the last 2 hours. I was like, fuck if I knew. I couldn't tell. Didn't even hear a footstep. She goes from her bedroom to her fucking kitchen. All
It's
I
a
hear
whole
is,
ordeal. Yeah.
like, oh my god, shut the fuck up.
Oh.
Oh, man.
Do you know what though? I think that's the end of this episode.
Oh, yeah, I think we're wrapping it up at this point.
I think so. As always, thank you for listening, everybody. We're really excited for where things are going. We're really ambitious. We're really gonna try and make something of this podcast, and yeah, just thank you for listening.
Have a good night.
Have a good one.
Pastime Thinker is created by Frederick Piquet, hosted by Frederick Piquet, and edited by Jacob Quinlan.